Hello everyone, this is Ronnie. On this channel we talk about raw food stuff and my own raw food journey. And you can stay in touch with other things that I'm doing at fruitfest.co.uk and join the newsletter there if you like. Or you can join the UK Fruitfest forum on Facebook. Now, and you can follow the Love Fruit podcast in podcast places. Okay, today I want to talk about cravings because I think it's probably the biggest issue that people have with going raw or changing any diet is dealing with cravings. It's probably the hardest part. It doesn't take too long to understand how to do the diet successfully and thrive on it. Although it can still take a lot of time if people are kind of clinging to their old beliefs and what they have been taught before. And it doesn't take that much time to understand, how to buy enough and getting ripe fruit and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't take too long to understand all that. But what a lot of people fail at, well, maybe fail's the wrong word, but the barrier they come against is their own cravings for cooked food that they can't give up. And I think that this is probably one of the biggest problems that people have. And I guess I want to try and work out why certain people have been able to get over those cravings and other people have not, because everyone feels the cravings exactly the same. The craving, the addiction, the pull, almost a physical pull to go and that almost takes over you to go and eat something that you're trying to not eat. And the reason that's happening is because those foods it's become a habit for you to eat them, but it's also because they're addictive. And our body, firstly, is kind of designed to create habits and then stick to them, but it's also designed to not break habits. And when you add in addiction and then you add in availability of that source all over the place and it's so easy to get it, makes it a very difficult thing for people to resist. So I actually wrote out a whole thing about cravings. I think about 8 things you can do try and help you deal with cravings. And the cravings basically can be subtle, they can be strong, and it almost feels like you get overcome or you're out of control a little bit, and something subconscious is making you do something you don't really want to do. So how do you break that down? How do you get rid of that? Well, I've got a number of thoughts on that. And it is really the biggest thing that if people didn't have these cravings, it would be easy to go to a raw diet. It would be easy to change your diet all the time. And you could go raw for 7 days, then eat cooked food for 7 days, and go back to going raw, and it would be nice and easy. But we've got these cravings that make that very difficult to do. It's the same thing why it's difficult to eat a small amount of cooked food and a lot of raw food, because your cravings make you want to eat more cooked food. So there's basically, I guess there's a long, in the world of personal development, law of attraction and stuff like that, there's a lot of ideas on how to change, how to make a change in your life. And the idea being that a lot of the reason that you're holding yourself back from being and doing what you want to be is because of programming and because of beliefs and because of habits and patterns and programming that you have from a young age. And who knows what's gone in there and what's affecting how you act, because what you're picturing, what you're thinking, what you're believing has an effect on how you feel, and the feelings make you take action, and the action creates your life that you have around you. So you've created the life that's around you from your thoughts basically, and your programs and your habits, which is basically what the law of attraction is really talking about. It's not that you think things and the universe changes, it's that you think things and you change. It's you that changes you, and then you start to attract different people, or you're open to different people. Or that person that I was never interested in before, all of a sudden, because I want a good friendship instead of a weird friendship, all of a sudden I like that guy. I wonder why my feelings have changed. Is it because my thoughts, my goals, my desires, my dreams have changed? And I think I learned that stuff when I was younger. I don't know if I've ever fully applied it enough, but I do basically use it. And the way that I think about this is, firstly, if you're going to make a change of diet, it's a long-term idea. It might be a long-term process, and therefore the first thing is to make a choice that you're going to do it, and develop the belief that you are going to do this. Basically, the belief that it's already done. I've made the decision, and it's happening. It's not going to happen right now. You've got to have that humility, patience. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to do my best, but that's where I'm going. And it doesn't matter if it's 2 years or 5 years down the line, but that's where I'm ending up. So you've got to start believe that. Have a feeling of positive expectation. And I think maybe you want to start to visualize yourself as that, using that as a picture in your mind. Start to develop the idea of the person that you are going to become, or that aspect of yourself that you're bringing out. So you start to create a different self-image. You start to create an image of yourself as a raw vegan, as someone that doesn't eat cooked food, as someone that has no cravings for cooked food, as someone that has no desire for cooked food whatsoever, never thinks about it. You got to believe that that's possible for you, that you are the healthiest possible person, that you're living in this amazing situation, you're with these great people, you're got amazing fruit all the time. You know, you've got to start to live in that belief. So you've got to start creating this, using your mind to create the life. So you start to create this idea in your mind, and to assist you with this, you may want to do things like the vision board, which is basically you start to put pictures around you, or pictures on a board, of what you're going towards, and who you're going to be, and what you're going to look like, and how you're going to feel, and the activities you're going to do, and the things you're going to have, and maybe the emotions, the feelings, and you can put that visually. Now, I'll be honest, I've never done a vision board fully, but when I was younger, the guitar player that I liked most, I had him on my wall. I'm sure you did. You had the musicians, the artists, the actors that you wanted to be like. You had them up on your wall. Well, why wouldn't you do that now? With anything else you want to do? If you want to become a great investor, why not put the pictures of the great investors around you? If you want to become a great philosopher, why not put the philosophers around you? These things do something. They do inspire you. They do remind you. It's almost like the person's there with you, looking at you, saying, hey, get your standard up, do a little bit better. So fill your consciousness with this stuff. And the other thing you can just do is watch lots of videos, read lots of books, continually listen to people doing the thing you want to do, doing the lifestyle you want to do. Saturate your consciousness with it. Absolutely saturate your consciousness with it. For me, I watched a lot of videos, then I went to events, but I guess that's the way I did it. I watched a lot of videos of raw vegans over and over and over. Lots and lots and lots. So that's the second thing. And I think another thing, visual stimulus, and I think another thing is affirmations. And you might think affirmations are silly, but there's something in them that works. So you start to say to yourself, I'm so happy I'm a raw vegan. I'm so happy and grateful now. If you've listened to Bob Proctor, his affirmations are, I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm sure a lot of you have listened to The Secret and different things. Something that I've always kind of connected with Ted Carr about when we met, and we'd talk about Bob Proctor and stuff like that. But I'm so happy and grateful now that I live in perfect health on a raw vegan diet. I'm so happy and grateful now that I feel happy, healthy and great at my perfect weight. I'm so happy and healthy now. I'm so happy and grateful now that I I get fitter, stronger, more flexible, and every day I'm so happy and grateful now. I'm so full of energy every day. You know, I really believe in these things work. The idea from that movement is that your subconscious can't tell the difference between a lie and a truth or something. So you're basically programming yourself, and it starts to try and figure out how to manifest that. So you're programming your subconscious. I'm so happy and grateful now that I easily, effortlessly eat a raw vegan diet every day with no concerns. I'm so happy and grateful now that I only crave fresh, whole, living raw foods. Find some things that inspire you. Write them down and start saying them to yourself. And you think that's crazy, and it isn't crazy. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that have done stuff like this. So affirmations really work. I've said that one a lot. I'm so happy and grateful now. I live in perfect health every day on a raw vegan diet. I've said that a lot. I need to say these things more. I'm falling behind a little bit. So you want to start with that positive expectation, that belief that it's going to happen. You've chosen that you're going to happen, it's going to do it. You need to have the belief and faith in yourself. You're giving yourself, don't think about your conscious. You're telling your subconscious, this is what we're doing. Start to get prepared for this. Affirmations, visual things, listening to people over and over. Listening, learning, the affirmations. What do I want you to do from there? I want you to continue to educate yourself. Commit to some education. Whether it's a book and you study the book, you don't just skim through the book, I kind of get it, fruits and vegetables, whatever. Study the book. Go one chapter at a time. One chapter at a time. Go through it. Really study it. Understand it. Believe it, Get into it. Study, understand, learn about the benefits of the diet, learn about the negatives of the other diet. Study, learn it. Don't just skim over it. Go into it. I think it's a great thing. I want you also to meet other people, or try and be around other people who've already done this. Whether it's a potluck, a festival, or whatever, try and get around other people. If it's just an online event, that's good as well. But try and get around other people. Try and pick up from them. Their commitment, their level of certainty has an effect on you. Their ease has an impact on you. It really does have an impact on you. That's why it's important. Oh, I've never been 100% raw, can't work out why. Have you ever been to one of the events? No. Well, what do you think? Not, by the way, it doesn't happen for everyone because they don't do all the other things I'm saying. And when they get to the event, they don't commit to the education of the event. They don't go to the talks. They go to one talk or two talks and then they want to hang out with people. And that's great if you're an extrovert and all that. But you need to do the education part. There's so many people who've been to Woodstock that still don't have a clue what they're talking about. And they're still eating rubbish food. And they come to Woodstock because they like the people and they want to kind of leech off our energy, but they don't want to bring that raw energy. And you're absolutely welcome to be there. I'm not sure if they should be like running the whole event, but or running the activities or whatever. But anyway, but it's all good, whatever. So get around people for sure. Now, start to become conscious of your cravings and totally understand them. Don't get worried about them. Don't get scared about them. Don't get angry about them. Understand them. Start to feel them. Start to feel what it's like. Remember what it's like when the craving comes up. Just be conscious of it. Maybe start to take a little bit of a gap. When you feel the craving, don't immediately go and eat something. Like, feel it. Sit with it. Okay. How does this feel? Give it 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Hold it back a little bit, and then you might give into it. But start to play with it, become conscious with it. Start to remember what it feels like. Okay? It's another good thing to do. build up the muscle to resist it. Change your environment. Don't be in an environment that triggers you. Get rid of the stuff that triggers you. Don't go to the places that trigger you. The things that are around you will trigger you. So don't have the pictures of, don't watch the TV shows of the cooked food. Have fruit around you. Images of fruit. Have loads of fruit in the house. And that's getting to the diet, which is, so improving your environment is really important. And getting rid of the stuff that's all. Don't make it easy for yourself to cheat on your diet. Like, make it hard. Get rid of the phone number of the takeaway. Don't have it in your house on your speed dial. Eat sufficiently. Make sure that you're eating enough. If you have to plan the day before, do it. Start planning how much you need to eat and work it out and work out what you're going to eat and have it planned out. And if you need to make your smoothie the night before, put it in the fridge, do that. Always make it easy for yourself and eat sufficiently. Eat most of your calories by the middle of the day, so that by the end of the day it's not so hard to resist your desire to have something else. Eat sufficiently. Work out how many calories you need and eat that amount. It's going to be more than you think if you're on a raw vegan diet for the first time. So that's a very important tip as well. So all the psychology stuff, the subconscious whatever training stuff, the visual stuff, the social stuff of having people, the actual doing the diet right, the education part of it, and then probably you want to start considering that you're not just doing this for yourself. Like, think about how you could help other people. Think about how other people around you could be helped by this. Think about that. Develop a greater vision for what you're doing. It's hard to give up these cravings, but you need to have a greater vision of what it is you're doing. Now, what I would also say is keep on going, basically. You're going to fail, you're going to fall off, you're going to give into the cravings, but learn about the cravings, feel them, understand them. Oh, that's why I fell off my diet last time. I had that thought, I had that feeling, I got triggered by this thing. I'm not going to let that trip me up this time. Think about it like that, right? Think about it like that. Get into habits of understanding that, well, not really get into habits, but you might go raw for a few days, then you fall off, then you go raw for a few days, then you have a craving, then you go. So keep going with it and keep feeling the cravings and understanding them, and then you're going to go like 30 days or 40 days, then you're going to go way back, but keep on going again. Persistence is absolute key. There's another thing I was wanting to say. Get into a streak. Do a challenge or a streak. You might want to do it with other people. Start to mark off, even physically put it on a calendar or something, so you visually see it, mark off each day that you stayed raw, and try and get into a streak. Try and do 3 days. Try and do 5 days. Try and do 7 days. When you get to 7 days, if you're still feeling good, go to 10 days. If you're still feeling good, what about 20 days? What about 30 days? Keep the streak going. And it might take you 3 months to 6 months before the cravings really subside. That's how long it might take for you to free yourself up from these bad habits for the rest of your life. Now, I think 6 months you're still feeling some cravings, but they're nowhere near as bad. A year, you'll probably still feel some cravings. 2 years, I think you'll always feel some level of craving. It just won't trigger you as much anymore. It's much more easy to deal with. It doesn't really strongly physically trigger you. So get into a streak of doing it. Psychologically, that's very compelling. And drink water. Sometimes when you have a craving, just drink water first, or eat a piece of fruit first. But definitely drinking water, sometimes that can take away your craving. Sometimes that's enough. Eating enough fruit and drinking enough water can just be enough sometimes. And then obviously, if you can get enough sleep, that'll help a lot. But not everyone finds it that easy. But you'll make better decisions the better slept you are. You'll be able to resist cravings and things the more sleep you have. So I hope that all these things help. Get into a positive expectation, visualization, affirmations, vision board if you like. Do that. Surround yourself with the information, the education, saturate your consciousness with it. Continue to learn about it deeply. Meet other people, be around other people if you can. Eat sufficiently in terms of calories, especially eating enough by at least like the middle or early afternoon of the day. Drink water sometimes if you're feeling cravings. Keep going, get into a streak, and keep on marking down the days that you're doing it, and just keep the belief going and improve your environment. All of these things together is the success system for going 100% raw. I don't know what part of it's the most important part for you, but get into the habit of but that's basically the success system for virtually everything, for changing your life, for everything. It's the same thing over and over. You want to start going to the gym and getting fit. You don't necessarily go to the gym the next day and like, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. Like, you start to believe it, think about it. I'm going to be fit. I'm so grateful I'm going to be fit. It's going to be amazing when I'm fit. You know, I love going to the gym. You know, even if you hate it, I love it. I love to exercise. I absolutely, that's what you want. You need to change your beliefs. Get around people that are doing it. Learn about it. Change your environment. Make it easy for yourself to exercise. And you apply the same principles to everything, basically. So, thank you for watching. I'd love your feedback below. Give it a like. Share it to someone that might like it. And thank you for watching. Subscribe if you've not yet. Thank you very much.